I do not think Ballistic is that overpowered or crazy of a legend by any stretch of the imagination for the normal player. My name is Flame078, the normal gamer, and I break down Apex from the average perspective. Season 17 is still a month from being over, but with 2 months with this new legend, I can safely say we can talk about and review Ballistic. And let's see what he brings to the table for the normie. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for those jumping in real quick, brand new to Apex, let's just go over Ballistic's kit so that way we have an understanding of everything that he can do. Ballistic's passive lets him carry a third weapon. His tactical is a gun that tracks enemies down, and if you hit them, it overpowers their weapon, causing them not to be able to fire. And lastly, his ultimate, him and his teammates reload faster and have faster arm speed and have infinite ammo. I mean, his kit is really neat and has some pretty cool value, but it's not a game changer by any means. But what does it mean for the normie? Well, it comes down to usage. For the normal player who plays maybe 20 hours a week, the thing that is most important is ease of pickup and difficulty to master. Also, a big factor that I like to do in these reviews is solo queue viability. So Ballistic is not that hard to pick up, but I would say he's a little bit more nuanced than say Mirage or Octane, for example. A lot of his kit's best moments comes from capitalizing specific situations, and that requires a higher skill threshold. Starting out, or for someone who is average skill, in my observation, these type of players tend to not really think when they spam or use their abilities, and they don't really question whether it was appropriate to use the ability or not. And that is a big part of what makes Ballistic really dangerous. For example, using the Whistler to first enter the fight is not always the best option, especially when you could have saved it for later after a knock or two. Same thing with the Tempest ultimate. I've seen many times that early use or bad timing with the Tempest could make things a little bit less strategic for you as the Ballistic, and in turn those misfires of not capitalizing on those abilities can make it very not as valuable to the normal player picking up Ballistic. However, my biggest thing comes from his solo queue viability. I think Ballistic has great potential and works well when the team itself has great synergy, which as a solo queue player you really cannot rely on. Remember, I talk about the big factors in my solo queue recommendations is the ability to be selfish and the ability to counteract that with team support. Ballistic is too situational for team support to be a win in that department, and he is very mid when it comes to say escapability. So when it comes to the selfish aspect, the reason I can justify say playing a Crypto or Mirage is, well, I can be selfish and play my own game, but I know I can get my teammates back. Ballistic doesn't offer that, so not having an escapability like that is a problem. And to me, that matters way more in ranked. When I was using him, I struggled finding my groove with Ballistic. I did have very good moments with him, but overall that was just more so due to the nature of the rank system than Ballistic really giving me an edge. And most of the time, I found myself really wanting to play a different legend when I was in ranked. So he's very mid when it comes to those types of situations. Now that being said, he is fun, and here's some things I tend to try to do when using him. In close quarters, using the Whistler to block paths and isolate enemies is a big thing. Creating a chance for them to walk into it allows you to have clean 1v1s or allows you a chance to reload your weapon if you are in a clean 1v1. Trying to save the Whistler to maybe clean up or reset a team fight rather than entering a fight with it. Because a lot of times, if a fight doesn't go your way, there will be moments where I kind of wanted to use my Whistler to back them back off, but since I used it at the start of the fight, you know, there goes that. For me personally, the sling that I like to use is mostly guns that have good hop-ups, like the Mozambique, Eva 8, RA45. And if I need to carry ammo with them, only one stack of that. But I tend not to, considering I only use those guns when I activate my ultimate, so it doesn't really matter if I have ammo. The sling for me comes best to make that strong push with these types of guns because it allows me to capitalize on getting that knock quickly if I'm doing a lot of damage, or just maintaining that pressure to eventually get a knock in conjunction with my teammates. And also, these still are good secondary guns to have, even not in gold form due to the fact that they're close range weapons. And if you do tend to panic a lot and waste both your clips on both your guns, then you at least get one more chance to try to win that fight. So that's very helpful for the average player. Overall, I would say that Ballistic is very fun, a great pub legend when solo queuing. He is pretty balanced. I have never been like, oh my god, I hate that I just ran into a Ballistic. That's never really crossed my mind. He is awesome to practice being aggressive and work on being a W key player, and he's not terrible in rank, but more optimally, I think he serves a better purpose if you play with the same group of people, because I think him in a well-team synergy environment will go a long way. So if you are that type of player, then my recommendation just go up. I mean, if you really wanted to be a menace, then just you and your buddies go Ballistic, Seer, and Revenant. I'm sure the lobby will love you. But solo queue ranked, I would pass on him. So in all, I would totally give him, if I were giving him a grade, a solid B. If you enjoyed my review, make sure to stick around as I got more content to come, like my next part of my Road to Diamond series. I dabble into Fortnite Ranked, and I'm working on my next objective video, Season 13 Ranked versus Season 17. My name is Flame070, the normal gamer. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if any of that is your cup of tea, and I'll catch you all next time. Adios!